Every year in the UK, we throw away enough rubbish to fill 3.5 million double-decker buses. For the army of professionals who clean up after us, it's a never-ending battle, often disturbing, dangerous and gruesome. Who clears up the undiscovered deaths, the squats and the graffiti, and who rids us of the vermin that thrive on our throwaway society? Welcome to the world of the real filth fighters. In the programme this time, Gary lifts the lid on a drain near an Indian restaurant.
It's an horrendous smell coming out of the manhole.
But Doreen's not in the mood for takeaway.
Horrible curry smell.
A pest controller gets the runaround.
Right, we know where they're living.
And battling grime fighter Tommy Loftus goes toe-to-toe with a Chinese restaurant manager.
I'm not being funny, but there's only one Chinese restaurant here. I haven't got time for this.
But first, in Ipswich, a council house has been recently vacated and a clean-up team has arrived to make the property ready for a new tenant. Sam, Cedric and Ray are the intrepid filth fighters charged with the task.
OK, we don't know too much about this house. All we really know is there's quite a lot of clothes, and that's all we've been told, so it'll be a bit of an adventure to find out.
The lads may know nothing of the recent history of this place.
Pretty untidy.
But as they start their inspection, they begin to piece together a puzzle.
It's like somebody who likes collecting stuff. That normally tends to be an older person. Certainly he wouldn't have been able to have a bath for quite a long time.
The more they find, the more they learn.
As you can see, he was very clean, looked after his whites.
As the boys did doing the other room, I'm going to do the kitchen and try to clear everything.
With each new discovery, a picture is beginning to emerge.
Shoes. Nice.
It certainly doesn't look like an eviction. Normally with an eviction you can tell there's clues that somebody's been living here and causing a nuisance. I'd imagine this is just a case of someone getting a bit too old to manage on their own. Possibly a little bit of a hoarder. I mean, in here I've just found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 small portable radios in one carrier bag. It tends to be the older people who collect stuff, hoard stuff. And I guess maybe if you've lived through the war and things, if you threw something out, you never knew when you were going to get another replacement.
It's old music.
It's sad, but once cherished possessions are now nothing more than junk.
Poor old boy.
The contents of a bag provides a further clue.
I've just found in here a sort of food parcel, really, but everything is out of date.
Yeah, he likes his tails, doesn't he?
I have seen this in a house clearance before where somebody was getting old and struggling a bit, and one of their neighbours was bringing them food parcels, and they were so grateful they were too polite to say they didn't actually like any of the food in it.
Now, there's a shocking discovery.
Yeah, definitely some rat droppings.
And it gets worse.
More rat droppings there. That's not one. I think that's a family of rats.
It seems there was no part of the property that the tenant was not sharing with vermin.
I've just found some on the chair here. So we might find a rat in here later, who knows? Just have to wait and see. I think I might be in the main bedroom.
But the bedroom presents another problem entirely.
Whoa. Wow. That's a lot of clothes. Looks like clothes upon clothes upon clothes.
So where are we going to start then?
What do you think?
While Ray tries to make sense of it all, Cedric prepares himself for the challenge ahead. At a Gloucestershire horse farm, a barn has become home to some countryside squatters. Ace pest controller Andrew Beddoes has been tasked with evicting the uninvited visitors.
What's happened, we've had a lot of snow in this area and mice have moved in and they found some grass seed and some of the horse feed. They've got food, they've got harbourage, they've got everything they possibly need. This is a rodent hotel.
It's all very nice for the mice, but the barn owner is footing the bill.
The bags are being damaged, so it's obviously a cost, and we've now got the mice have got to a stage where we really need to be looking at the numbers.
But first, Andrew must make some careful decisions.
Before we start baiting or trapping, I need to identify what it is, because rodenticide in the UK is approved for use solely for commensal rodents. Commensal means eating from man's table. Obviously, this is not man's table, so if these are field mice in what is very nearly their natural surroundings, it would be an offence for me to bait these with poison.
Furthermore, Andrew wants to avoid any collateral damage.
The use of rodenticides can cause a real problem to wildlife. We've got a robin that's actually inside this building, so if the rodenticide was used, there is a chance that the robin would find it. We're going to get secondary poisoning.
And now the pesky pest hunt is on, and no bag will be left unturned.
I'm looking for drop-ins. I'm looking for damage to the bags to see if it can give me any indication. We're starting to get some damage. As we get further down the pile, we should start to come across some mouse drop-ins. Oh, there you go. There it goes. It's mice. This one just run across the back. I didn't actually see which species it was. He's probably going to run that way. Here's mouse.
The mice may be nimble, but Andrew has picked up on their scent and is now hot on their trail.
We've got a drop in here. So there's juvenile mice. There's a husk there. So we definitely got mice in the bales as well. I'm just going to have a quick look underneath this bale. No, the bale's not been there very long. That's unfortunate. Right, we'll move over and have a look over here then. Lots of drop-ins here. Lots of mice. We're getting close to the source of them. Right, we know where they're living. If you look in the end of this bale, there's going to be mice under this bale. There's the nest. I expected to see quite a few mice under there. You can see where this has all been eaten out, made a nice nest bottom of a bale, nice and warm, holes running through the bales, so this is where they've been breeding.
It looks like these guests have gone sightseeing for the day.
So it's now a matter of trying to get some traps down, I think, because we've still not seen enough for me to be happy what the species is.
Back in the vacated Ipswich Council House, the clean-up team are getting stuck into the job of clearing it out.
That comes from the surface. So we're not going to share this one. We'll take it back to the family. Oop, I'm off. Catch you later.
While Cedric takes one lorry load of rubbish to the dump, Sam and Ray rip it up to start again. They're on a roll until Ray notices something sinister.
I can smell gas.
I think we need to be a bit wary of this.
Me and Sam were ripping up the living room carpet and just all of a sudden a whiff of gas. You go into the kitchen and sniff in that cupboard, you can smell it.
And obviously we want to make sure that if there is any gas leaking, we've sorted this out quicker rather than later. But it's not really something we're qualified to do.
With a potential gas leak on their hands, the lads beat a hasty retreat.
We think we can smell a bit of gas. OK, cheers then. All right, bye. Right, he's coming straight up.
Supervisor Shane is soon on the scene.
Well, she said there's a slight smell of gas in here, so obviously supervisors come around just to check it out, health and safety.
But Shane too has difficulty finding the source of the leak.
Might just been when they've moved the fire and disturbed some gas in it. It's hard to tell. Obviously, if there was a clear gas smell, you'd better smell it quite distinctively. I'm having trouble smelling.
Smell it here. Should you here? Should you there? You can smell it.
I can actually now. That is gas, actually.
It's definitely gas.
I'll open the windows to start with.
Shane isn't sure and takes some precautionary measures.
Last thing we want is a helium bomb. All the gas building up and then something going bang, so...
Yeah, the supervisor's just been up and he too can smell gas, so he's just going to get somebody up here who's properly trained to suss it out. So unfortunately, we've got a down tools till that's sorted out, which is a shame because we were doing well.
Back Back at the Gloucester Mouse Motel, pest controller Andrew has been on a wild goose chase for some very elusive mice. But they won't be giving him the runaround much longer.
I'm going to set some breakback traps. Anything that ventures in, it will kill it. Your mouse will come in through this way, he'll cut across it and he will stand on the tread plate, which, when the trap is set, the bar comes over at a vast rate to knot, and it's knots and it's an instant kill. Every time we've opened it and never found one that's been alive.
Time to bait up with some tempting, tasty titbits.
I use either a chocolate spread or a peanut butter spread. I always bait at the top of the trap and then just a little gentle bit there, a tiny little bit just so it wafts, the smell wafts out. Sometimes you'll set the traps and you won't catch anything if you use peanut butter. That's when we move over to chocolate, one of the chocolate spreads. Close the top of the box. Can you see the yellow bar in there? The yellow bar actually indicates that the trap is set. If something gets in there, you can see whether the trap's gone off or not. I'm actually going to put the boxes on the edge of the pallets, giving them enough run to come either side. Bearing in mind, we've put an attractant in there to encourage them to stick their head in the hole. And once they stick their head in the hole, I'm afraid that's the end of it. They won't be eating anything else.
At this mouse motel, Andrew is happy to provide room service.
I put two traps here. If you look here, you can actually see this is grease and urine from the mice. They're using this. This is a motorway for them.
It isn't long before the guests feel peckish.
Oh, one of them's gone off. There's a... Do you hear the twack? Here we go. House mice. Different ball game. We will trap these. They've come in one of the bales, so wherever this has come from, it's been stored, they've got a mouse problem. So that might be worth me giving them a ring, see if there's any work there as well.
Coming up, Sam considers a career change.
Perhaps I'll be invited to be the next James Bond, I don't know.
Dreams do come true.
Gary follows his nose and lives to regret it.
Absolutely full of fat in there.
And Preston's proudest picks his moment to make his point.
If they're caught on camera, they can't argue. £75 fine.